Hey everybody, it is Tom Sheehan of the Sheehan Real Estate Group of Compass here with your 2025 Greater Boston Real Estate Market Outlook. In this video, we're going to talk about what happened in Q4 of 2024, what the overall market looked like for the year, and what to expect in 2025 if you're a buyer or seller or considering about being either of those. And we start off at the median sale price of single family and condos in Greater Boston. And in Q4, the final quarter of the year, the median sale price of a single family home in Greater Boston was $910,000. And while that was 6% lower than the last quarter, which is typical, we do see usually a price drop between Q3 and Q4. It was a 6.8% increase from last year. And when you look at the annual numbers for single family homes, so taking the entire year of 2024 and comparing it for 2023, we see a similar increase in the median sale price. So in 2024, the median sale price of a single family home in Greater Boston was $959,000. That represents a 6.6% increase from the prior year when it was $900,000. And when we look at condos, we see, interestingly, a very similar median sale price in Q4 when compared to Q3 at $740,000. And that represented a 4% increase in Q4 of 2024 when compared to Q4 of 2023. And when you look at the entire year of 2024 and compare that to the entire year of 2023, the condo market was definitely much softer than the single family market, where in the condo market, we only saw a 2% increase in the median sale price of a condo up to $740,000 when compared to last year when it was $725,000. And if there's one number outside of price that you want to know about if you're actually in the market, and that's how many new listings we saw. So in Q4 for single family homes, we saw about the same number of listings in 2024 as we had in 2023. But on the year of 2024, we did see 8.6% more new single family home listings in Greater Boston when compared to 2023. But again, that number needs some context. As you can see by this chart here, we are still way below what we had been getting used to going back to 2016. And the number of new listings is down 14% in 2024 when compared to 2022. So still dismal new listing inventory for single family homes. And for condos in Q4, a little bit better than we had with single family homes, with 4.4% more listings in Q4 when compared to Q3. But when we look annually, we saw even less of a rebound in the number of new listings with condos, up 4.3% in 2024 when compared to 2023. And that's down 14% from 2 years ago. So again, still really dismal overall new listing inventory in Greater Boston, whether or not you were looking for a single family or a condo, especially when you look at that spike that happened during COVID, where we saw a ton of condos come on the market. And now we get to active listings. And if you watch some of my prior updates, what we had been seeing is the number of active listings, the number of listings on the market was growing at a higher pace than the new listings, suggesting that buyers were being more discerning, that they were just not as likely to buy a home and were really waiting for the new fit, which was nice for buyers because it gave them some leverage. But the big takeaway from Q4 was that we saw a real reduction in the active inventory compared to the pace that we were seeing. So if you just look at December, it was only up 3%, and you can see a pretty stark drop off right here when we're looking month over month, which suggests to me that people really gobbled up the inventory that had been sitting on the market for one reason or another, and we'll get to it later in the video, what may have motivated that. But what was sitting and accumulating got gobbled up in Q4, which affected the year-over-year numbers. So while this number was looking to be a lot greater than the new listing inventory, active listing inventory is only up 8.7% this year compared to last year, and is down 7.5% compared to 2 years ago. So again, another indication that 2023 hopefully was a bottom of the market, but it's a slow turn here, gaining some inventory, providing some relief to those who want to buy a home. In condos was a little different. This is by the quarter. Active listings was up 15% year over year. So that was a little continuation of the inventory accumulation that we've been seeing. And when we look at 2024 as a year, active inventory was up 7% in the condo market, but again, still down when we're comparing it to 2 years ago, down 7.5%. So again, some signs of a inventory rebound, but still well below where we would hope to be. And along with the active inventory, we had been seeing an increase in the number of days on market. So how long it was taking a home to accept an offer. And this past quarter compared to the final quarter of 2023, we did see a slight increase in the number of days on market. But ultimately, when you absorbed what happened in the last quarter for single family homes on the year, the days on market was the same as it was last year at 18 days on the market on average, which is a very fast absorption rate. For condos, definitely a softer market than we saw with the single families. Year over year, the days on market increased 16% up to 28 days. And we also had a increase of 5% days on market when you look at the entire 2024 and compare it to 2023. And while this number, not many people care about it, but it just talks about how many actual sales happened. In Q4, we did see a 16.8% increase. So we saw a lot more activity in the fourth quarter this year compared to last. But the year on the whole, it was just a slight increase in the number of closed sales for single family homes in Greater Boston. So if you were in the market hoping to buy a home and you didn't come away with a home, you weren't alone. Maybe not as bad as 2023, but as you can see from this chart, we've had a steep drop off when you look back about 10 years. We are just so below the normal level of market activity. And you see something very similar here in the condo market, slight uptick in Q4 of 2024 compared to Q4 of 2023, but actually a slight dip in the number of closed sales on the whole this year compared to last. So definitely another sign of a more softening condo market than with a single family market. And here's the key driver. As you can see, so I went back with the interest rates for 5 years. You can see how low we were here and how quickly we spiked. And then we have our last year right here. So you can see we've hovered in the 6 to 7% range. We dipped pretty significantly at the end of the summer and the beginning of the fall. So here's how we lost all that accumulating inventory. We saw a pretty relatively significant drop in the interest rates in the end of the summer, early fall, and it got a lot of people motivated to buy. And they were a lot less discerning than we had seen in prior years because they gobbled up a lot of that inventory. So if there's any sign that we have a lot of buyers on the sidelines who would like to buy, but are very sensitive to the mortgage interest rates, all we have to see is this drop coinciding with the complete loss of the accumulating inventory we had seen for the first 3 quarters of the year. I think that's the sign right there. We still have people very sensitive to the mortgage interest rates. And it also goes to show in the event we do see a lowering and settling of the interest rates, it appears that those high 6s, once you bump up against 7, many people are out. But if you get to the low 6s, it's a very big motivator for a lot of buyers. And if we get below 6, I can imagine a ton of buyers coming into the market. Hopefully that coincides with a lot of sellers who are looking to move up a property to be motivated to list their home for sale. Because as you've seen throughout this video, we have pretty dismal inventory numbers. And if we get a huge increase in the number of buyers, or even like a significant increase in the buyers, it's just going to put much more upward pressure on the median sale price, at least especially of single family homes. Now, what to expect for 2025, just generally speaking on the market. It's going to be a continued challenge for buyers. As you saw, while we saw more inventory in 2024 than 2023, we didn't have a huge amount of inventory. We didn't have a real big recovery. We're still way down compared to 2 years ago. So even if we see an increase in inventory, I don't expect we're going to have this huge wave of inventory. All of a sudden, all these people deciding to sell. We're more likely to just see another increment in the number of listings brought on the market, which would only return us to the levels we saw a couple of years ago, which were also still challenging for buyers. And even if we see a reduction in interest rates, that's still going to have the increase in the number of buyers the lower interest is going to bring is going to have upward pressure on the cost of housing because of that limited inventory. And as I just talked about, I do think we're going to see some improving interest rates, hopefully more consistently in the low 6s and maybe get to the high 5s, which should help people with their affordability and help loosen up the market a little bit. So if you're a buyer, just know what it is you want and be ready to act. It's going to be a challenging market. It's going to be hard. And the more you have honed in exactly what it is important to you and what it is you want, the better you're going to be in position to make a confident decision on when it comes time to make an offer in a very competitive market. And realize the inventory environment. We're not seeing a lot of homes. it happens all the time. I explain to buyers when to expect the most inventory coming on the market. We get into those times. They're disappointed with the amount of inventory, and they just can't believe this is what they have to choose from. And that's the reality. We're not yet in an inventory environment where you can expect to have tons of choices. So just understand, in all likelihood, you're going to have to make some sacrifices in your wants checklist, so to speak, and just realize what's most important to you. And if you find a place that checks a lot of those boxes, okay, don't necessarily expect there to be something better or multiple other options similar to it coming down the road. And then understand, when you do see that home that really fits those needs, what it's going to take to get it. And that's probably going to be something that makes you a little uncomfortable. But it's just what it takes to get a home in the current market environment. And if you're a seller or potential seller, understand that pricing is a strategy, understand the different seasonalities of the market, and understand how to maximize your asset and take advantage of the market. Yes, the market is still strong, but homes that look the best and are most appealing still are going to sell for the similar homes that just don't have that same pop to buyers, because buyers are going to be discerning, and the ones that look the best are definitely still going to sell for more, even in this low inventory market. And if you're a seller, understand the leverage you have. If you're a seller that is trying to move up into another property, or just has some circumstance that you think is going to be a challenge to selling, understand, in this low inventory market, you're going to have a lot of leverage, and you're going to be able to be creative on having a potential buyer meet your needs, whether it's timeline needs, pricing needs, all those things. So just understand, talk to an agent, understand what your options might be. You might think, oh, well, because of this, we can't sell. I'm telling you, in this inventory market, there's a lot of options available to you. So understand the leverage you have and what that can mean for you in terms of the potential offer that you consider accepting from a buyer. That's all I got. So as I say at the end of every one of these videos, this is a generalization of what is going on in the market. Everyone's situation is unique to them. If you want to have a discussion on how you can buy and sell, and come up with a plan that makes the most sense for you, I'm happy to talk about that. Shoot me a text, send me an email, or give me a call, whatever works best for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.